So, are you working from home? You've been working from home for the last 2, 3 years. COVID made it possible. And before COVID, that was not a possible at all. Watch this video and see if you are aligned to some of the discipline that is needed to work from home. And what are some of the organizations thinking about going forward? Would working from home be a norm going forward? Watch this video. So working from home has lots of advantages. So many that you can have a bit more life, personal life, and at the same time work for get your work done as well. And in the beginning, it was no choice. You had to work from home because COVID made it possible. And we quickly had to learn how to learn online collaboration tools, how to run effective online meetings, and without having to see somebody in front of you, how do you monitor the body language? Are the people paying attention? Some of the organizations don't allow you to or don't enforce switching on the video, so it's just it's just an image of the person, but you don't see them, watch on the team meeting itself, so you have no idea what they're doing. So it was really, really difficult to run meetings and know that is people paying attention? Am I too boring? Am I taking too long? So your nervousness came in, your kind of the way you effectively run meetings came into play. How do you get things done as a scrum master? You're trying to get this collaboration of the workshop. How do you get the results? All these things came into play, and it really put a lot of pressure. But the best part was you're working from your home and you're not in any room. You're not commuting to work, taking all those 2, 3 hours. So having all said all that, what does it mean to work from home and be still able to deliver? It means you have to be really disciplined. You don't make yourself kind of wake up 2 minutes before the starting of the time, like 9 o'clock. You actually wake up early, you have your breakfast, whatever. You need to be disciplined. Yes, you're not commuting, but you're going to be ready with the work, and not just fall out of bed and start working. That's You could do that, but in my world, discipline is important. You actually do what you need to do, but yet you're taking away the commute hours, and you need to be able to spend some time on yourself, having a good breakfast, for example. You need to be, keep in touch with your colleagues. Every now and again, you should ping them. If you're using tools like Microsoft Teams or whichever, you need to ping them just to ask them, how's it going? Not always about work, just how's it going? Because when you are in the office, that's what you did. And you want to live to that kind of discipline or that kind of approach. You want to keep doing that. So I have a kind of attitude to ping people on the side and say, how's it going? And maybe have a quick chat about how's it going with the projects, etc. So I do that so that people don't feel like we don't talk and we never talk about other than the work. So you want to do that as well. So discipline and keeping in touch with your colleagues is important. At the same time, when you have meeting, which is the most challenging thing when you do remote work, is that you want to send out the agenda for the meeting. You want to keep the meeting short. You want to make sure that people are paying attention. So at the end of the meeting, you want to make sure that you keep the agenda and summarize and send the minutes of that meeting. It would be different if you were in the meeting room, because you would have spoken to people afterwards to say, so how was that? Did you have any problems with anything? Whereas online, you drop off and you drop off. You have no idea who had any questions or whoever felt any different. So it is different kind of approach, and you need to be mindful of that. So having a good agenda and sticking to the agenda, and having people put up their hand using the tools that you're using, and not let one person talk all the time, is important. And there is a videos out there that talks about how to run a virtual effective meetings, and you can check that out. You also want to meet the colleagues every now and again. We make a point now that you want to be able to go in once a month or every other week. You want to meet people in person, because that really makes a difference. So what I've learned is that every time I want to have a workshop or there's some serious discussion, brainstorming, I always make an effort to come to the office now, because in office collaboration is hands down the best. You get the most in the shortest time, and people really enjoy it. That means writing on the whiteboard, stickies, whatever. It just makes it really, really well. So I make a point that if I was to do a big workshop, a big process improvement, you go in the office and you have the right people in the room, and you have a coffee breaks, you have lunch together. you talk about other stuff as well, but you do this very effectively. So having a kind of a ritual to go and see your colleagues in person once a month, whichever, is important. And all this will really help you in your mental health. Cutting down on the commute, having to meet people every now and again, not stressed out. It really, really helps. Now, the question is this going to be the norm going forward? In my world, going to office was just a normal thing. You don't think about working from home. Having COVID and giving this opportunity, I'm so blessed. And I think of it like that as a blessing. But the new generation says, no, that's how it should be. Why would you go to commute every day when you can do the same thing from home? So for them, it's like, this is how it should be. But for me, it's like, it wasn't the case, and I'm really grateful. So anyway, that's just the two kind of mindsets, two generations talking here. But the point is, are the organizations going to stick to remote work? And the answer is not necessarily. They'll have a 3-2, which is 3 days work from the office and 2 days work from home. So that's what they want to do, but that's not every organization. They're not imposing that. A lot of the generation are saying that if that's the case, they will move on to a different company that allows them to work from home, remote all the time. So these are the things happening. But in the future, I see that a lot of organizations have real estate. They want to fill them with people. They want to have some attendance at work. So I'm saying if it's not 3 days, maybe 2 days a week, or maybe every once a month, there will be some kind of come into office, and not necessarily 100% from home. That was COVID time. Now it's not. So they want to make sure that people meet and get things done as it should be in person. So that's the future of remote. Like I said, to be an effective, it kind of taught us a lot of lessons that you can run project management, Scrum Mastery, anything from home, as long as you have discipline, as long as you have a way of keeping the meetings to the agenda, etc., etc. So all these things you have to learn and be able to use them, which means that a human being given a difficult situation will survive after going through some kind of learning process. So it kind of taught us a lesson that COVID made us realize to learn new tools and have a different attitude, learn new soft skills. But at the end of it, we have successfully delivered the projects. No projects were impacted that I can think of, which means that we are adaptive to any situation. So I hope this video gives you some kind of insight into remote work for future, for now, and what it means to be an effective remote worker, which is discipline and be mindful of time and meeting, etc. Until next time, take care.